Today on Public Eye News, the police union are in a standoff in Ann Arbor over recent vaccine mandates, and the Vatican cancels live TV broadcast of Biden greeting the Pope.
Later, Michael Cudahy will have your weather, and our own Ross Ray will have your sports update. Hello, I'm Andrew Hoover.
And I'm Ross Ray, and welcome to Public Eye News. Ann Arbor city officials and the police union are currently in a standoff over the recent vaccine mandate. Even with the threats of legal action from the Police Officers Association of Michigan, city officials say they will enforce the November 19th mandate requiring all city employees to be fully vaccinated for COVID-19. The union claims the mandate itself is illegal under Public Acts 86 and 87 of 2021, which Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed in on September 28th. The two parties are still in a standoff as a possible legal battle is imminent. The NMU Health Center announced that it is going to be giving a Pfizer COVID-19 booster shots. The shots will be administered each Friday afternoon by appointment only and while supplies last. To qualify for the Pfizer booster shot, your primary 2 shot must have been completed 6 months ago or longer if it was Moderna or Pfizer. Your primary 1 shot was a dose of J&J. That shot must have been given 2 months ago or longer. You must be 18 years old or older, and you must be either living on campus, working on campus, or taking classes on campus. If you have any questions, please email rxnmuhc@nmu.edu or call 906-227-1605. And the Detroit FBI office has launched a new email as part of the federal agency's public outreach, specifically for residents reporting any suspicion of official corruption. This new email comes after years of bribery and kickbacks, the rigging for bids of municipal contracts, and intentional non-enforcement of local regulations. If you suspect or see any corruption of public officials, you can email the Detroit FBI office directly at michigancorruption@fbi.gov. That is capital MICHIGAN, capital CORRUPTION at fbi.gov.
The Michigan Department of Natural Resources Western Upper Peninsula Citizens Advisory Council will hear updates on several issues when it meets November 3rd right here in Marquette. DNR staffers will provide updates on the proposed Marquette County shooting range, a solar project in Sands Township, hunting season projections, and check station information. In addition, the latest on chronic wasting disease research and a demonstration of the new online deer harvest registration system will be presented. The meeting will be from 6 to 8:30 Eastern Time, Wednesday, November 3rd at the Marquette Township Community Center. The University of Wisconsin system said Wednesday that it will comply with an executive order issued by President Joe Biden that requires federal contractors to be vaccinated against COVID-19. This order covers not only people directly paid by federal contracts, but also anyone who works to support them, such as those in human resources, billing, and legal departments. It is not clear whether the UW system order is a campus-wide employee mandate and if it would apply to all campuses. Wisconsin's 2 biggest universities show a large share of employees are already vaccinated, with 95% at UW-Madison and 81% at UW-Milwaukee. And in south central Minnesota, a train carrying tankers of ethanol derailed on a railroad crossing, causing tanker cars of the explosive substance to roll off the tracks just next to stopped cars. Just outside of Fairmont, video footage captured the moment when 8 train cars derailed off the track, 4 of them overturning and rolling. The road will be closed to traffic as cleanup takes place, and a cause has not yet been released for the derailment. And after this break, we will be back with your international and national news, so stay tuned.
Coming up on Austin City Limits.
Love is a fire, so baby tonight, let's go down in flames.
I know she don't love me, at least not like to say. I'm going back to Texas already, on my way. Bye.
Saturday night at 11.
Welcome back. Retired Green Bay Packers quarterback Brett Favre has repaid $600,000 in state welfare money he accepted for speeches he did not appear at. While Favre has finished paying the welfare, Mississippi Auditor Shad White is also charging $228,000 in interest. White claimed that if he does not pay within 30 days, the AG will be responsible for enforcing the payment of the interest in court. The Justice Department will pay $88 million to the families of the 9 killed and the 5 survivors who were inside the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church during the racist attack in 2015. Attorney Harkey Sellers told the Associated Press the 88 figure was purposeful, as it was a number typically associated with the white supremacy, and was the number of bullets that shooter Dylan Roof said he had taken with him during the attack. Sellers hopes that this will be giving the families closure and the justice that they deserve. And tornadoes in Texas and Louisiana and a bomb cyclone in the Northeast have left a trail of serious damage. In the South, families are assessing the damage and cleaning up after the rubble after tornadoes have demolished houses and scattered debris. Mark Strassman has more.
From the skies near Houston, you can look down directly inside these ripped apart homes. In one, a ceiling fan still hangs from the rafters. Tornadoes tore off roofs, down power lines and branches, even flipped this home off its foundation. Families still reeling from what just happened here.
Oh my gosh, I'm going back.
On Wednesday, drivers in southeast Texas suddenly had to brake hard. A twister crossed the interstate just ahead.
There's a tornado.
Extreme winds and heavy downpour battered neighborhoods. Funnel clouds forced high school students and staff to shelter in place. This massive tree crashed into a house and car in Maria Serrato's Houston neighborhood.
We were scared of this one right here, this tree right here that's real big.
Deputies say everyone there is safe. But the storm system pushed quickly into Louisiana. At least one injured person was rushed to the hospital. And a tornado touched down in this Lake Charles community. Many homes in ruins, leading families to check on neighbors and see what they can salvage. For the next couple of days, Metro Atlanta is going to see rain and heavy winds, which could affect Game 3 of the World Series here tomorrow night. Florida could get it worse. They could see tornadoes later today. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Atlanta.
The United Kingdom and France are currently in a standoff over fishing rights and energy usage in the Channel following Britain's decision to separate from the European Union. Tensions flared after French authorities fined 2 British fishing vessels and retained one overnight. They have threatened to block access to French ports in the Channel unless the United Kingdom's tightened restrictions on French fishing are eased. France also implied restricting energy flow to the Channel Islands, such as Guernsey and Jersey, which are British territories that lie just off the French coast. The 2 nations will hold diplomatic meetings over the coming days. The Vatican has scaled back the coverage that they're allowing of President Biden's visit to the Vatican. Originally, the Vatican was allowing a live feed of the presidential meeting with Pope Francis, as well as the 2 men sitting down to have a private conversation. However, the Vatican has now said it will provide edited footage, and it is unknown as to why the sudden change in the coverage has occurred. And after months of negotiation, White House officials believe they have reached a deal that both progressive Democrats in the House and moderate Democrats in the Senate will agree to, potentially paving the way for passage of the president's Build Back Better agenda. Deborah Alfarone has more details from the White House.
President Biden announced there is a deal on his Build Back Better agenda that he believes every Democrat in the Senate will support.
No one got everything they wanted, including me. But that's what compromise is. That's consensus.
But not every Senate Democrat shares his confidence.
There is a great deal of uncertainty within the caucus as to what's contained in the deal.
The outline of the $1.75 trillion plan includes universal pre-K for all 3- and 4-year-olds. It extends the child tax credit for another 6 years, and it reduces health care premiums brought through the Affordable Care Act. The bill does not include a national paid family leave proposal, nor does it include free community college or the tax on billionaires. The package also includes the largest federal investment ever to combat climate change, more than $500 billion. It's something the president can tout at a climate conference in Scotland next week.
Enough to position us for a 50 to 52% emission reductions by the year 2030.
Progressives in the House say they will not vote on the president's trillion-dollar infrastructure bill until the spending plan is ready for a vote as well.
We want to see what's actually in the bill. We want to see the legislative text. And then we're, assuming that we're fine with that, we'll vote both bills through at the same time.
Republicans are opposed to the spending plan, saying it will increase inflation and hurt the economy.
Washington Democrats are behind closed doors again, assembling an even bigger reckless taxing and spending spree.
The White House says the bill is paid for with a tax hike on corporations and the rich. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
Now, after this break, Michael Cudahy has today's weather conditions, and Ross Ray will be here with your daily sports update. Stay tuned.
Angelo Matson Manax returns home to rural Michigan after the death of his young niece. What begins as an investigation becomes a personal journey.
I learned a secret. When you speak the pain's name, it dissipates.
A lyrical portrait of family, grief, addiction, and identity. North by Current on POV.
Monday night at 10 on WNMU-TV.
Hi there, I'm Michael Cudahy here with your sports. If you look on campus here, it's pretty cloudy out, but it still looks nice. Today's current conditions are cloudy, temperatures 53 degrees, winds going east-northeast at 8 miles an hour, and the pressure is falling at 29.81. Looking at tonight's conditions, it's cloudy with a low of 54, winds going northeast at 7 miles an hour. And looking at tomorrow, it's cloudy with 53 degrees, winds north-northeast at 12 miles an hour. Looking around the UP, it's 56 degrees in Sault Ste. Marie and partly sunny. And it's mostly cloudy around the entire UP with 55 degrees in Manistee, 57 in Escanaba, and 56 in Menominee. Looking at the other side of the UP, we have 54 degrees in Iron Mountain, 49 in Ironwood, 54 in Houghton, and 53 beautiful Marquette. Looking at the coming days, we have 56 degrees on Saturday, which will be cloudy with a low of 39. A high of 50 on Sunday with a low of 34, but it'll be partly sunny. And Monday we'll have a high of 46 and a low of 28 and partly cloudy. And now over to Ross Ray with your sports.
Thank you, Michael. The Minnesota Timberwolves beat the reigning champs Milwaukee Bucks 113-108 at the Fesrum Forum last night. The Bucks were without 3 of their star players, Holiday, Lopez, and Avincio, who are all out on injury. Connor Houghton and Middleton, who have had good seasons so far, had less than stellar showings last night. Giannis Antetokounmpo, however, had a dominant 40-point night, but wasn't enough to overcome the Timberwolves, who played great. D'Angelo Russell scored a team high of 29 points, with Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards scoring 25. The Timberwolves had a dominant performance, not letting the Bucks get a single point ahead throughout the night. The Green Bay Packers have gotten dealt another bad card going into tonight's game against the Arizona Cardinals, who still remain undefeated. The Packers' star wide receiver Davante Adams is still known to be out with COVID as of Monday and did not get to travel with the team to Arizona, as he is not able to clear positive test protocols in time. Key backup Evan Lazard is also now unavailable to play due to a positive test, leaving Green Bay Packers to pick up Valdez Scantling, who is on injury, or the unexpected Malik Taylor, who just came off the COVID reserves. Adams is vaccinated and should be able to follow with 2 positive tests, while Lazard is unvaccinated and could be out throughout the next game. And last night on TSN, which is a Canadian network, the John Doe of the hockey fans that had become familiar with the Chicago Blackhawks scandal was given a face and a name, Cal Beach. Beach shared his story about traumatic events he suffered and the pain he went through, seeing a man who forced himself on him not to participate in the Stanley Cup festivities. Cal Beach, drafted in 2008, was the first player since 1992 to be taken in the top 11 for a draft and not play a single game in the NHL. After that 2010 season, he was labeled by the Chicago Blackhawks and their media as a character problem. The NHL released a memo to teams, players, and executives and coaches, with it taking part about the league's anonymous hotline for concerns. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have today for you on Public Eye News. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ross Ray.
And I'm Andrew Hoover. Please tune in tomorrow for tomorrow's edition of Public Eye News. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.